What up cats, what up chicks? Back with a new video. This one might be a little long or a little short, depending on how well I explain things. You dig? But before I get started with this video, I'm going to point out a few new things that were required today. First, some new circle earrings. Or that 90s look. I prefer these rather to the cubic zirconium diamonds I was wearing. I also got me a new pair of pants. Blue, black are always good, but sometimes you want something different. These aren't slacks, although the material may look slacks, but they're not. Wranglers. Good jeans. Good pants. Whatever you want to call them. Trousers, whatever. Okay, so the things have been brought up before by a few others. But personally, I want to get my own thoughts on it. And I guess it's really kind of going to go for the younger cats and chicks. What do you do if your parents don't like you being a greaser? What can you do? First off, find out why they don't like you. A lot of what I believe is the negative aspects. The cigarettes, drinking, partying, switchblades, the negative aspects of the culture. And that's more commonly seen today as troublemaking youth, especially in movies. They see stuff like switchblades and car races and all. When your parents bring that up to you, you could say, hey, mom, dad, or if you live with your grandparents, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whoever is in authority over you, you could say, it's not the 1950s anymore. There's more for us to do. We don't have to get into fights and race cars and all. I mean, you want to still do that shit, that's on you, but you could also bring up saying, no, I'm not going to drink and smoke. I mean, I'm not going to do those type of things, you can bring these things up. Now, like I say, you guys do what you want to do, but I'm just saying, tell them it's a new age. There's more stuff for you to get into and do that wouldn't be criminal activity or troublemaking activity. Okay? Parents get on you about your hair being high or being up in weird style. You can say, hey, at least I'm not dyeing it blue or green. At least I'm not spiking it all up and turning it tie-dye or something. They get on you about your clothing style. That's old school. What do you want me to do? Walk around with my pants hanging off my ass? Like half the young people we see today? Or what do you want me to do? Wear my pants so freaking high up I look like Urkel? I mean, Also, they get on to you about, well, I've seen in the movies, and you say it's a freaking movie. It's somebody that's a freaking poser dressed up like me or like somebody playing a part. It's not really them. It's a script written to make that person seem whatever it is they're doing that your parents or whoever's your authority figure are wrong. Okay? Another thing you could also bring up is go talk to your grandparents. If you got great grandparents, go talk to them. Your grandparents might be a better subject because your great grandparents probably lived around in the 40s, but go talk to your grandparents and ask your grandparents, hey, grandma, grandpa, do you remember in your time were there racers or You know, do you remember when people used to dress like this? You know, and ask your grandparents what were the positive aspects about it. Today's aspects of it is it's probably one of the best subcultures to be into because my personal feelings is it's really fun to be into because it represents a time in America in what was called the Golden Age, the 50s, which I dig a lot. And really, your grandparents could give you some positive stuff that you could take back to your parents or whoever you live with. And you'd be like, hey, look, grandma, grandpa, or, somebody, told me, it might even be good for you to go find an older cat like me or even Cryptic Art, the Madman, or, Rock, Urchin Greaser, my boy Ben. Um, Maybe even somebody who might be a bit older than you, like my boy Kyler Campbell. You know, us older cats who can, you know, explain things. Now, I'm not sure we can explain it to your parents because your parents look at us and are like, "Oh, you're the one that got my kid into this." No, just kid got into this by himself, or just happened to be here. Um, but if that be the case, show them the videos. See what we're all about. Also, another thing you can do is you can go to your mom and dad and say to them, be like, well, mom, dad, how did you dress when you were a teenager? Or, hey, mom and dad, what did you do when you were a teenager? And if they say, well, I partied, I drank and smoked, I dressed like this, and they'd be like, and you're judging me? When I could judge you too, even though you're my mom and dad, I can judge you for what you did. You're telling me not to do everything you did. So I'm supposed to do as you say, not as you do. Now that seems disrespectful, and in some ways it probably is to say that to your parents. I would suggest you don't. But it was an example of like, do as I say, not as I do. Like I tell you guys and chicks, you guys see me smoking. You saw me drink a few times in some of my videos. You see me, use language and stuff like that. Don't do what I do. You don't have to do what I say either. I ain't your dad. I ain't your uncle. I ain't your older brother. I'm your friend trying to help you out. Also, the music. Look at half of today's music and it sucks. Okay, it just does. It sucks. You can say, hey, mom, dad, look at what I'm listening to. I'm listening to rock and roll. Now, in the 50s, rock and roll was considered the devil's music. It's sinful music. You can't listen to that. Get that out of my house. I don't want to hear that devil music. That nowadays they say the same thing about rap music. Get that goddamn rap music out of my house. That devil music. Yeah. Whatever. But bring it up instead of out there listening to all this new music, which, seriously, none of these people have any fucking talent almost. They're just a bunch of auto-tuned assholes. You could be saying, look at what I'm listening to, do you remember this music? Or, grandma, grandpa, you remember this? There's a lot of positive aspects about the subculture that people don't recognize. And it's not because they're idiots, it's because, why do you dress that way? Why do you do your hair that way? You know, it causes you to get tattoos and piercings. It doesn't cause any of that. You get tattoos or piercings, that's a personal choice. Like I've said, if you guys want to see about those type of things, go on my channel here. I got some videos about earrings and tattoos on this channel. Go through a list, guys. Weigh the pros and the cons. and then show it to whoever's in authority over you and say, look, this is why I do what I do. Okay, that's the best advice I can give you. Weigh the pros and cons. And if this is something you really want to do, even if they don't like it, go through it. But show them the pros of it. Show them what's good about it. Show them the positive things that happen. If you got friends that are greasers, even older cats, or bring your grandpa over. Your grandpa might have been a greaser in his time. Bring your grandpa over. You know, I mean, come on. It's not that hard, guys. You just gotta weigh the pros and the cons of what's out there. Um, and last but not least, I know I spoke about it in another video about the Thursday. My buddy actually thought if it'd be good for doing it on Thursday. Thursday thought videos. If I decide to actually do that, I will make another channel. Rebel Racer Thursday Thoughts, and every Thursday there'll be another video, so you guys can check that out. Subscribe to that channel as well. Now, remember, this is not in production yet. It is just a thought. Thursday Thoughts. I'll think about it Thursday. But no, like I said, guys, that's just a upcoming plan, and that's a big maybe. Running 3-4 channels would be a killer. Running 2 channels is hard. But yeah, guys, just keep that in mind as well. You guys out there, you got any thoughts on a video about something I should do? Go ahead. Or if you want to comment on this video and say, hey, if you're gonna do the Thursday thoughts, here's a thought you can think about and talk about, or whatever. See, the channel, if it comes to be, is gonna be simple little and not all greaser things. That's what this channel's for. I mean, I'm a greaser, always will be, but what I'm saying is that the Thursday Thoughts channel is going to be a little bit about just anything in general. Whatever is concerning my mind, you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear my thoughts on it. You're going to hear my solutions to it. You're going to hear what I think. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry, but this is me. Okay? So just remember that. Okay. Well, until next time. Same Gracer channel. Um, stay Gracie Cast, stay Stitch, be cool, and keep rocking, Billy. Wow.